Banff is the tidiest mountain town in the Rockies, a walkable grid of cafes and gear shops where the wildness seems to stay politely behind glass. People here carry bear spray to walk the dog and read the closure notices before a Sunday hike, and call none of it danger. That ease is not the absence of danger, it is the most elaborate disguise for it anywhere in the Rockies. A whole town quietly rebuilt, so its people almost never meet what lives here. So this is not a ranking of which animal could kill you, or which one would win the fight. The park has obvious answers for that, and every resident has already heard them. It is a ranking of how much of an ordinary week here has quietly been rebuilt around not meeting the animal, the trail that closes. The dog kept on the leash, the bin that locks, the season nobody walks a certain path. Before we climb any higher, I am curious where you are watching from tonight. Which valley, which stretch of backcountry you think you know well enough to walk at dusk without thinking twice? Tell me in the comments, and tell me whether your own country has taught you the same quiet rules. Number 10 is the porcupine. It is the last animal you would expect to cause an emergency, a slow waddler drawn in around Lake Louise to gnaw the salt off tool handles and pack straps. But a single porcupine carries up to 30,000 quills, each barbed like a fishhook, so it works inward and cannot simply be pulled back out. Let a dog off the leash near one for a second, and you have an hours-long job at the vet, the animal sedated while the quills are cut free. Number 10 is the slow, harmless waddler nobody clocks as a threat until their dog is sedated on a vet's table with quills working inward. Number 9 is the Rocky Mountain woodtick. It waits on the tips of grass with its front legs outstretched, questing, ready to latch onto a passing leg or a dog's ear. Left attached 5 or 6 days, a single female can inject enough saliva neurotoxin to bring on an ascending paralysis that climbs the body and reverses the moment the tick is pulled off. Number 9 is the danger so small the whole defense against it is a body check no one thinks to call defense. Number 8 is the coyote. It patrols the town site edges for garbage and spilled dog food, and to most residents, it reads as barely more than a stray dog. The town does not agree. Banff asks people to keep 100 meters from a coyote, more than triple the 30 meters it sets for deer and elk, and Parks Canada treats a food-conditioned one as a carnivore to drive off, stomp, shout, reach for the spray, never raise the camera. Number 8 is the one people wave off as basically a dog, while the park treats it as a carnivore to face down. Number 7 is the white-tailed and mule deer. Nothing on a Banff lawn looks gentler than a deer, drifting in for easy grazing, fruit trees and shelter from whatever hunts it in the open. That last part is the danger. Deer that settle in town for safety are exactly what pulls the predators in behind them, which is why Parks Canada marks Tunnel Mountain and the ground around the town site as winter range from December through March. Habitat not just for the deer, but for the cougars and wolves that follow them down. Number 7 is the gentlest thing on the lawn, which the town has quietly learned to read as bait. Number 6 is the elk. Here the tame-looking animal stops warning of something else and becomes the danger itself. A cow will charge and strike with her front hooves to guard a calf hidden in the spring grass. A bull, swollen through the autumn rut around September, lowers his antlers at anything he reads as a rival. By 1998, the town was logging more than 100 human elk conflicts a year, and in 1999, after some 500 elk had crowded the streets, Parks Canada declared the town site an elk-free zone and hazed them out. Every spring the west slope of Tunnel Mountain still closes, May through June, so cows can give birth in safety near any elk. The rule is 30 meters. Number 6 is the tame lawn ornament that hurts more people in town than every predator on this list combined. If you are still with me this deep into the list, you already sense this town is stranger than its postcards. So subscribe before we go on, because the animals ranked above this point are the ones even locals refuse to believe belong here. Number 5 is the black bear. Nearly every garbage rule in Banff is written for this animal: the locking bins, the bylaw that lets the town order a fruit-bearing tree torn out, the fines of up to $25,000 for disturbing wildlife. It edges into the town site after dark, working the golf course and the back alley bins, testing latches with dexterous paws. Then slipping out through the long, low highway underpasses built for exactly its kind. Number 5 is the bear people step over on their way to being afraid of the other one. Number 4 is the cougar, the cat almost nobody in Banff has ever seen. It is a solitary ambush hunter, most active at dawn and dusk, and in winter it trails the deer down into the streets. On January 2, 2001, on the Cascade Fire Road near Lake Minnewanka, a cougar stalked and killed a 30-year-old cross-country skier named Frances Frost, 300 meters from her car, still the only fatal cougar attack in Alberta's history. The advice everyone already keeps, dog-leashed by day, pets indoors at night, no solo outing at first light, is built silently around this cat, at the exact fire road and hour where it once killed. Number 4 is the animal residents are certain isn't there, until the advice they already follow turns out to be built entirely around it. Number 3 is the wolverine. Almost no resident knows they share the valley with one, and there has never been a documented wolverine attack on a person. The danger here is not to you. The parks are meant to be its last stronghold, yet inside Banff and its neighbours the density fell nearly 40% between 2011 and 2020, from 3.6 animals per 1,000 square kilometres to 2.1, still about 3 times what survives in the trapped land outside. Number 3 is the one everyone assumes a national park keeps safest, in the very place it is quietly disappearing fastest. Number 2 is the wolf. People are sure the wolf is the fairy tale threat that hunts them. Documented attacks are very nearly unheard of. Wolves were gone from Banff for about 30 years before they walked back into the Bow Valley on their own in 1985. Then, in 2016, the Valley's pack, at least 9 animals, living mostly on elk, got into human food. After a cooler was raided at the Tunnel Mountain campground, Parks Canada shot the alpha female that June and a second wolf in August. 4 of the 6 pups died on the rail line, and by 2017, the pack was gone. The crackdown on coolers and campground garbage, the overnight spring closure of the Bow Valley Parkway, exists to keep the next pack from learning that lesson. Number 2 is the predator people are sure will hunt them, when the real story is what a town does to a predator that learns people mean food, which leaves the one animal the whole late summer valley bends around. Number 1 is the grizzly bear. About 70 grizzlies live in Banff, and everyone pictures them where the postcards put them, high on some far remote ridge. For roughly 6 weeks each August, that is exactly wrong. The bears come down to the valley bottom and work the buffaloberry bushes beside the bike path, head down, eating well over 100,000 berries in a day, and even so, the number seen within 4 kilometers of a paved road has fallen 56% in a decade. The answer is not a headline, but a quiet closure. From July 10th to September 15th, the Lake Minnewanka trails let no one through except in groups of at least 4, everyone carrying spray. Number 1 is the animal everyone pictures high on a far ridge, feeding the whole time in the ditch beside the bike path. What connects this list isn't teeth, and it isn't venom. The tidiest town in the Rockies feels safe for one reason. 8,000 people have spent decades quietly rearranging their lives around animals they would never say they were rearranging their lives around. The trail that closes in September. The spray hung by the door. The bin that locks. The leash that stays on. The underpass that carries the highway over the animals instead of through them. From the sidewalk it still looks like a postcard, the wildness politely behind glass. It isn't. The glass was never there. What looks like an ordinary mountain town is really a truce renegotiated season by season with everything that was here first. Nobody signed it. Everybody keeps it.